What's up, everyone? It's the OOTP GM, and this is the 30th episode of my Detroit Tigers GM Let's Play here on Out of the Park Baseball 18. So we are here at the 2022 World Series. The Tigers are back in the World Series for the second consecutive year. We beat the Mets last year for the Tigers' first World Series victory since 1984, and now we are back again this year to play the Philadelphia Phillies. So it's been an interesting postseason. I want to do a quick preview of our opponent, the Phillies. They've had a pretty interesting run to get to the World Series. They're a little bit of an underdog team, so they had to beat the Braves in the 3-game wildcard series. They had a few close games there. Then in the division series, they had to go the full 5 against the Chicago Cubs. And they had a couple of blowouts, and then they had a couple of really close games. So it was interesting how this was not really a close series. You can see just a bunch of different blowouts here: 6-4, 9-1, 10-4, 14-1, 14-1. So, but they did end up winning. And then the league championship series, they nearly blew it against the Dodgers. The Dodgers were up 3-0 over the Dodgers. The Dodgers then won the next 3 games to come back to force a Game 7, but then they lost in Game 7. So the Phillies have come all the way from the wild card to make it to the World Series. I'm not sure the last time the Phillies were in the World Series. I'll check that real quick because we're going to do a preview for them. So as you can see, we did not play the Phillies this season at all. So we don't have any stats against them. They were second in the NL in runs scored. They were 6th in runs against. They had a 90-72 record. They finished second in the NL East. And then we will head and take a quick look at them. So, the Phillies, let's take a quick look at their history, because I don't remember actually the last time they've been in the playoffs. So, okay, they won the World Series in 1980, 2008. I knew it was somewhat recently. 2008, they won the World Series. That was, I think, the team that had like Ryan Howard and Chase Utley and Jimmy Rollins and Cole Hamels and all those guys on it. So 2008, they won the World Series. They actually won 5 straight division titles from 2007 to 2011, and they've been kind of in a rebuild phase ever since then. And they've been relatively decent recently, but they've made the playoffs 2 other times, it looks like, in the series, but they never really did anything with it. So made the postseason here, and now back into the World Series for the first time since 2008. And then as for their team, they are just crushed with injuries right now. I did take a quick peek at this, and some of these are big-time injuries. They do have a couple of lesser bullpen guys, but they have Lance McCullers. That's a kind of a big loss because he's a pretty solid young pitcher. Didn't have a great season for them, but he's still a young, solid pitcher for them. This Luke Schilling is an up-and-coming young pitcher. He actually was not in the majors at all this year. It looks like he missed an entire season with an injury. But their big loss, J.P. Crawford, who, didn't have a particularly good season. Looks like he's missed a lot of games with injuries recently. 21 games. So this is a guy who's one of their top prospects, but in this game it looks like he's never really developed into that superstar type of player that people thought. You can see they were pretty good across the board offensively, 2nd in runs scored, 3rd in batting average, 2nd in on base, and 3rd in home runs, and even 4th in stolen bases. Pitching not as quite as dominant, but they still have a really good pitching staff. They have a really good 1-2 punch with Aaron Nola and Jake Thompson, and then they got Carson Fulmer, the former first-round pick with the Chicago White Sox, and they also have this Andrew Suarez in their starting rotation. And then they have Mike Morin as their closer, 32 saves, but a little bit of an elevated ERA this year, 4.71. Have a couple of other pretty good relievers. Mark Melanson is in their bullpen. And then in terms of their offense is led by 2 guys. They got Mickey Moniak, who was their number 1 overall pick, I want to say in 2015. I could be wrong about that. I don't think they have it listed. No, they don't have it listed. I want to say it was 2015. I could be wrong about that, but I know he was their number 1 overall pick. And then they have this Dylan Cozens, who's a former MVP of the league. He's just a monstrous outfielder for them. Basically 40 home runs, 100+ RBIs every year. Maikel Franco also another big-time player for them. Remember, we actually traded Castellanos to them a number of years ago because they lost Franco to an injury. And then the rest of their team is kind of, made up of a bunch of different guys. They have some pretty good players. Kenny Vargas, first baseman. Scott Kingery, pretty good second baseman. Daniel Brito, shortstop. So they have a pretty solid lineup. And then, like I said, their pitching staff is the heart of their team. So, but all right, that was a little bit of a longer preview than I was hoping to do. But with that, we're going to go ahead and we're just going to head straight into game one here. A matchup will be Aaron Nola against Alex Faedo. Fulmer could pitch this game, and I kind of like having the Fulmer duel in game two. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to head straight into the first game, which will be at home. We have the first 2 games at home, then the 3 games at Philadelphia. All right, so here we are. Game one. It'll be Tigers versus, and they actually have Fulmer now in slated to, probably because of the extra day off. Okay, so it will be Fulmer versus Nola in game one. Fulmer has struggled so far in the playoffs, but we will see ultimately what happens here. And we're going to go ahead and get started right into this. Game one. And I forgot to mute my volume. There we go. Okay. All right, so it'll be game one here. Phillies versus Tigers, and let's get underway. All right, so Phillies get one in the top of the first. They get another one in the top of the third. We get 3 in the bottom of the third, so it's 3-2 through 3. Fulmer's at 67 pitches. All right, so they get nothing in the top of the fourth. We get 4 in the bottom of the fourth, so we now have a 7-2 lead. Fulmer's at 81 pitches, so I'm going to do until runners in scoring position here. All right, so 2 outs, 2-0 count, man on second. Cozen's up to bat. Let's see if Fulmer can get past him, and he walks him. All right, so first and second, 2 outs. Maikel Franco up to bat. Fulmer's at 97 pitches, 1-2 count. And he strikes him out, so Fulmer's going to get through 5 innings, allow 2 runs. That's going to be it for Fulmer, 101 pitches. We're going to go ahead and we're going to get somebody else into the game. I think what I'm going to do is, because the game, we're not in like save mode right now, I'm going to get Danny Duffy into the game, see if he can give us like 2 or 3 solid innings of work. All right, so we get nothing in the bottom of the fifth, so 7-2 through 5. Fulmer, 5 decent innings, 6 strikeouts, but 5 walks, unfortunately, 101 pitches. So Duffy will come into the game for us. Okay, he scoreless top of the 6th from him. We get 4 more in the bottom of the 6th. It's now 11-2. All right, we'll do Duffy has 16 pitches. All right, so Duffy allows one in the top of the 7th, but still 11-3. How's he doing so far? 31 pitches, so I think he's okay for 1 more inning. All right, we get 3 more in the bottom of the 7th. It's now 14-3. Let's see how Duffy does until runners in scoring position. All right, so 2 outs. Man on second. Let's see what happens here. Grounder to second base, and so Duffy gets us 3 solid innings of work. Only allows 1 run so far. And with this game at 14-3, to try and save a little bit of time on this recording, since I did a much longer preview than I was originally planning to do, I'm just gonna go right to the end of the game. If we blow an 11-run lead in 1.5 innings, we deserve to lose. All right, so we end up getting 2 more, so we end up winning this game 16-3. That's a big blowout for us, and this is actually, I didn't even take this into account. Ryan Sandberg is actually going up against his former club here in the World Series, a team that he coached for or managed for a number of years before resigning. So Fulmer gives us the win, 5 innings of work, 2 earned runs allowed, did have 5 walks, but we got to Nola and then Gowdy. So we pretty much crushed them all across the board. A really great day. Vasquez went 4 for 4 with 6 RBIs. So can't get off to a much better start than that. So we win game 1 16-3. And we will move forward now to game 2. And it looks like they're going to have Faedo pitching in game 2, which I'm perfectly okay with. He's, struggled a little bit in the playoffs, but again, anything can happen. So it'll be Faedo versus Thompson here in game 2. No lineup changes, obviously. All right, so let's get right into it. All right, so the Phillies get 3 right off the bat. Again, another one in the top of the second. Not a good start from Faedo today. But we get 2 in the bottom of the second, so it's 4-2 through 2. Another one in the bottom of the third, so it's 4-3 now. Faedo is at 68 pitches. All right. We get another one, so we tie the game up. So 4-4 through 4. Faedo's at 81 pitches. Let's do until runners in scoring position. All right, so 1 out, men on first and second for Scott Kingery. See if Faedo can get out of this jam. And they do a double steal. Oh, man, so the Phillies get a double steal on us. That's not good. All right, so 0-1, men on second and third now. 1-2 count, and he strikes out Kingery. All right, so now we got Vargas up, 2 outs, men on second and third, 4-4 game. Vargas hits a liner into left, and it's caught. Kendall makes a diving catch. So the defense manages to bail out Faedo there, getting out of that jam. But Faedo had 101 pitches through 5, ironically the same number that Fulmer was at. So we're going to have to kind of stretch our bullpen again. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put Bautista up. I'm going to bring him up and have him pitch. All right, so Tigers get 2 more in the bottom of the 5th, so it is now 6-4. Faedo, ironically, the same exact thing as Fulmer, 5 walks, 6 strikeouts. That you can't plan this, folks, but he did allow 3 earned runs instead. Okay, so we're going to put Bautista into the game. All right, so he scoreless top of the 6th. We get 1 more in the bottom of the 6th, so it's now 7-4. That is scoring now for us in 5 consecutive innings. Bautista only 7 pitches. He does allow 1 in the top of the 7th, so let's look a solo home run. Let's do until runners in scoring position again. Okay, so we got second and third, 1 out. Bautista in a bit of a jam here. Let's see if he can get himself out of it. 0-1 count. Oh, a diving catch by Guerrero at third. Our defense really bailing out our pitchers today. All right, so Vargas up, men on second and third, 2 outs. See if Bautista can get this final out for us. And he strikes out Vargas on a fastball, so he manages to get out of the jam there. So it is still 7-5. And with Bautista at this point, we're going to get him out of the game. We're going to bring Minter up because it's a bit of a closer game today. So he will pitch the 8th for us. All right, so we don't score there in the 7th, so it's 7-5 through 7. We're going to bring in Minter here for the 8th. See if he can get through for us. And he allows a run, so it is now 7-6. 1 out. Let's see if he can get Moniak out. Dribbler in front of the mound, and Minter throws him out, so there's 2 outs now. And it is Brito up, 1-2 count, and Minter strikes him out, so Minter manages to keep it a 1-run game. You guys know what that means. We are going to get Steckenreiner warming up to bring him into the game to try and close this game out for us. All right, we don't get anything in the bottom of the 8th, so it's a 7-6 game. Steckenreiner will come into the game. We'll see if he can close this thing down. And he does, so a perfect top of the 9th, and we win a close game 2, 7-6 against the Philadelphia Phillies. Things were tight there for a while. A little bit of a tough start for Faedo. 5 innings, 4 runs, 3 earned, 5 walks, 6 strikeouts, but our bullpen, decent, not great, but Steckenreiner again, not perfect, but no hit save there for us. So, all right. So we take a 2-0 series lead over Philadelphia, but now the series, is going to shift to Philadelphia. So we will see right now the matchup that looks to be Burrows against Carson Fulmer in Game 3. Now, obviously, we won't have the DH spot for this game. So they've taken, let's see, who's they taken out of the lineup? So it looks like Stewart is the one that they've taken out of the lineup. So we'll have to see if he'll be somebody we'll be using for pinch hit situations. All right, so Burrows versus Fulmer in game number 3. Both of them have been pretty good in the playoffs so far. And I'm not going to make any lineup changes at this point because we've won 2 straight games, so there's no reason to make any broad sweeping changes. So we will head in here, game number 3 in Philadelphia. And let's get right into it. Fulmer versus Burrows. All right, so we get 1 in the. Oh man, Philly scores 5 in the bottom of the first. That is not the start we were looking for from Burrows. Let's see if he can get some length for us at least. Only at 31 pitches. We are getting crushed right now. Still 5-1. 5-1 through 4. We get nothing in the top of the 5th. Fulmer's still only at 62 pitches. All right, so it's 5-1 through 5. Let's see if we can get something going here. Still nothing. Burrows at 70 pitches. All right, let's see where he's at. So Burrows is at 87 pitches. I want to try to let him go as long as I can because I don't want to burn our bullpen if we don't have to. So they have a new pitcher, Jose Taveras. We don't get any runs off of him, so it's still 5-1. I'm going to do runners in scoring position for Burrows. All right, so he's at 95 pitches, no outs, man on second. Cozen's up. We might be getting somebody up here. And Burrows walks Cozen, so we are going to have to get somebody warming up here. Let's go ahead and get Kella warming up. See if Burrows can get himself going here. Okay, fly ball to center field. Looks like Trout's going to be under it. And they will not tag up because Trout's got a pretty good arm. All right, so 1 out. Up against Vargas. Vargas hits a pop ball in the infield, and that'll be caught. So now 2 outs. All right. And I think at this point we're going to go ahead. Kella's still warming up. So let's see if Burrows can get this last out here. 3-1 count. And he walks Murphy. So bases are now loaded. And it's a 5-1 game. I'm going to get Kayla into the game. 6 2/3 innings for Burrows. He allows 5 runs, all of them in that first inning. See if Kayla can get this last out for us. Bases loaded. Going up against Zach Green. And he strikes him out. So the Tigers managed to escape any more runs there, but they are still down 5-1 at this point. All right, so let's see if we can get anything going here. We'll do runners in scoring position. All right, so we get 2 runs in the top of the 8th, and there's only 1 out. So let's see if we can get anything else going here. Trout's up. We're going to go batter by batter here. He's going up against Mike Morin, the closer. They brought Morin in now. All right, Trout with a shot into right center, but it is going to be caught by Moniak. So 2 outs now. That'll bring up Cody Eves. 2-2 count. And Eves is going to strike out. That's 4 strikeouts for Eves today. But it's now 5-3. All right, so Kella's up. Let's see if he can get us through this bottom of the 8th. And he does. So I'm going to go batter by batter here because if Kella comes up and we have a chance to score runs, we're going to have to get him out and bring somebody else in. All right, so Pentecost, a deep fly ball to left, but it looks like it's going to be caught. And it is. So that's the first out. That brings up Vasquez to the plate. Vasquez, a liner to the third baseman, ground out. That'll be 2 outs. So now Luis Santana up, our last chance here. And he hits a grounder to the shortstop. And that'll be the end of it. So the Phillies beat us 5-3. All 5 of their runs coming in the first inning. That terrible first inning from Burrows spells our doom. So 6 2/3, he allows 5 earned, 7 strikeouts, 3 walks. So Phillies take game number 3. It is now 2-1 series lead for us. We will play game number 4.